Let's put psychology to work in this one. This is Griffin Murphy from DocSports.com coming at you with a free college football selection for Saturday, November 8th, 2025. This matchup is between Auburn and Vanderbilt. Let's get right into the sequence because this is mass speculation, mass psychology, and theory here. So Auburn currently catching 7.5 points in this game, and we have a total sitting at 45.5. So the logical thing to do here, and I know a lot of public bettors and a lot of people typically don't love to tease games, but when you have situations like this and sequences like this, a lot of sharp money does come in on teases, and this is where books like to rinse people up. So you have Auburn, very deceiving record on the year, currently sitting with a 4-5 record, and I have to say after their most recent matchup against Kentucky, it did not look good whatsoever, but they are a very good football team, this Auburn team. They have a very solidified defense, and they're solidified on the offensive side when they could produce points, and that's when and if. But in a situation like this, the line is telling us everything. We've got Vanderbilt here now. Currently, outstanding season, 7-2 on the year, but in their most recent matchup, coming off a very tight loss, heavily speculated loss, and Vanderbilt has done nothing but make subject lines all season long, just winning games, and beating massive games. LSU, for instance. I mean, this team's doing it all. Most recent matchup coming off a loss, and that typically puts everybody in that revenge spot sequence idea. But looking at a game like this, and this is where the psychology comes in, the majority of the public, they're going to tease from that 7.5. If they do tease this game, they're going to tease Vanderbilt down to -1.5 because teasing Auburn up 6 points to 13.5, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? Because that's a 2-touchdown score lead. So you're getting beat by the hook on that 13.5 teaser. Vanderbilt, you tease them down 6 points to 1.5. Really, all you're really asking for is them to win the game outright, and that's what the public's going to have massive incentive in this game. So what does that call for? When the market wants to beat you, not only are they going to attack you on the spread, but they're also going to attack you on the tease and the money line. They're going to wipe out all three cylinders, money line, spread, and tease. So in this sequence, that is when you go against them, and that is when you take the points here with Auburn. Auburn is the better play. The tease doesn't make sense. That is why they're the better play against the spread. The tease makes sense for Vanderbilt at -1.5. So they're going to get cleaned up, and it's anticipated they're also not going to cover the spread in this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking the 7.5 points here with Auburn, as I believe they get the spread cover here. 4-5 on the season, deceiving, very good defense. Offense definitely could come to life. Total sitting at 45.5. That tells us defense is going to be played and not a lot of points will be scored. I believe Pavia is going to have himself a bad game for Vanderbilt at the quarterback position. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you guys have it. We're taking Auburn in this matchup. And just so you know, if you are a new member to Doc Sports, head on over to DocSports.com/free60. There you can go grab yourself a free $60 account. You could use that free $60 on my premium selections over at the website. Those are my absolute best bets. When it comes to NFL and college football combined, currently 27-16 on the year for $4,960 in profit. 7-unit best bet winner this weekend. We had Illinois. We cashed that. And then Sunday, we had the Rams 6-unit best bet, and we torched that play as well. So coming off a huge weekend, looking for another one. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Free 60 link, as well as we are backing Auburn in this matchup, plus the 7.5 points. And as always, this is Griffin Murphy from DocSports.com. Best of luck to you guys this weekend, and once again, best bets.